Alright, so this is clip 2. We were just talking about, it's Eddie DeLoach, right? That is also running?
Yes.
And he only got into the contingency
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Yeah, and I question how anybody that really wants to be mayor waits until 10 weeks. All I'm gonna say, and then I guess if you have enough money behind you, which he does, local businessmen, again, the same group that really doesn't care if Edna stays in or Eddie gets in, because it will further their agendas.
So Edna and Eddie are getting money from the same people?
Not from all of the same people, but some, yes, some of the same people.
Do you know who the overlaps are? Is this public record before we say anything?
I know Reed Delaney is public record. He also said that he gave money to people who he thought could lead, and he gave to Edna in the beginning, and then once he found out Eddie was running, that's when he thought, you know, he should give money to Eddie. And I'm thinking, nice way to hedge your bets. There you go. So, yeah, I said that.
I implied it earlier.
Well, and that's what this is all about. Murray's campaign has not received large donations from anyone, and his favorite saying is he's unbought and unbossed, and that's what they're afraid of.
But he also,
nobody owns him.
He's also utilized social media.
Yes.
Because the only post I really haven't seen any post from Eddie DeLoach, and the mayor's post, to me, seemed to come from a pretty savvy media team.
They are. That's Brett Bell writes all her speeches, and she wouldn't even debate. Generally, does not go to debates unless she knows the questions beforehand. And I also want to point out, because I've been to every debate and every forum except for one.
So you've been to the debates?
I've been to
I haven't, so I'm not informed, and
okay.
I want you to inform me.
Well, the best person, well, I'll inform you of the one thing that I find the most telling is that every single one, Eddie and Edna, have cheat sheets. If you don't even know the current issues of the things that are most likely to be asked of you and talked about, what the hell are you doing? And if you become mayor, who's going to be telling you what to say and what to do then? Okay, Murray has been running for almost a year now, out there talking to people, you know, anybody he can talk to, anytime, any place, anywhere. He's talked directly to members of the police department. He's going to the source. He's done his homework. He's the most schooled on all of the issues and just trying to gather as much information as he can. So I'm kind of thinking there should be a pretty logical choice of who should be our next leader.
Somebody that's informed.
He's informed, and he's not here to further any agenda. You know, not Republican agenda, not a Democratic agenda.
So this is nonpartisan.
This is nonpartisan. People are trying to make it as such because they do know people will vote along party lines.
Well, people are simple, and they like to be in categories so that they can easily identify themselves.
Easy, and they don't have to think. This is about Savannah, okay, about all of us. We're in this together. We have to learn how to work together and make things better for everybody. Not just the ones that always get it.
I know I see a misspending of money when I ride down Bull Street and see 15 parked police cars at the substation over there. And if I was in charge of, and this is not against the police, you know, but if I was in charge of spending, I might buy 7 less cars and hire officers to fill those other cars, because the general consensus among people in Savannah is that this downtown historic district is only policed because of the tourists and the presence of students who contribute, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely understaffed. So right now,
I know that
no one is safe right now. I don't care who you are, where you live. I work on River Street. Things have spiraled out of control where I'm even concerned because we closed the store at 9 o'clock at night. And then now, you know, we're not out at 3 o'clock in the morning. Things are happening. There have been shootings every single day. I've gotten tired of counting how many days in a row shots have been fired. how many people have been murdered? Where is the public outcry for this?
I think-
And Edna and her team keep saying, let us fix it. Y'all are the ones that broke it. Really? Let you fix it? This is crazy.
So it wasn't this bad prior to that?
It's been bad, but it has gotten so horrifically worse. They don't know how to fix it. It's been broken on their watch.
Well, I imagine, you know, like realistically, some of this has to do with the fact that if there was a corrupt police chief who was running organized crime.
Did you know that that was Edna's first cousin?
No, I didn't.
I know a lot of people don't.
Okay.
That's your fun fact for the day.
Well, I didn't know that, but I was just saying if you've got a police department that is corrupt at the top, and I don't think that all the officers are corrupt at all. I don't believe that. But if he was running organized crime, he had to do with the complicity of some other people involved in law enforcement.
Well, that's why there's now a RICO lawsuit, which is 70.
That's the federal racketeering
Uh-huh.
statutes and laws, right?
Yes, and it made the newspaper one day. I know you haven't seen a thing about it. And the people that were named in that, the list goes as long as my arm. I think it was former city manager Michael Brown, I believe Russ Abelt, Pete Ratakis. I mean, the list of names is staggering. And now the
Are
city...
these prominent Savannah business leaders?
These were people
or
that
politicians?
Politicians.
So they're involved in okay. So then perhaps we could extrapolate that the violence we see, the increase in violence we see may be a result of that vacuum being created when the guy that was presiding over it is no longer there.
So, yeah, just...
Because if you're telling me that public funds aren't being allocated evenly through the society that's collecting through the government that's collecting the public money, the taxes, then there very could easily be corruption, where you saw one neighborhood or side of town just get better streets, you know, or simple stuff, better access to fire and emergency services.
I went to, the very first meeting I went to was hosted by the East Side Alliance.
Okay.
And I give those people tremendous credit for all of those neighborhoods banding together.
When I moved to Savannah, when I first moved to Savannah, I lived over there.
Yeah.
On Forest Avenue.
Okay. They've gotten together to create a voice, and they are very powerful, and they were still being ignored. And the very first forum I went to was in June, and it was a question and answer session. And the people were so frustrated because they have been calling City Hall, calling the mayor, emailing their district representative, and nobody was responding to them. And the line that night was, well, things are fine, it's not that bad. It is too bad. I'm sitting there going, they cannot keep saying this.
That's bullshit. I mean, you know, what I see in Savannah, if you're going to get real and shit, man, is like some fucking post-civil rights resegregation. A lot of people segregate themselves by choice, you know, and you know, I go down on River Street, you know, you work down there.
Yeah.
I made my living with my guitar down there.
Yeah.